So not too long ago, I was starting to get a little bored with the games I have been playing for the longest time, and really kind of desired a new game to play. So I went scrolling through Steam and pretty much a lot of other platforms to find a new game that I can try out and play and hopefully get hooked into. And I actually found something pretty interesting. It's kind of like an indie game, I would say. I'm pretty sure it's a very small team of people, maybe even one person working on it. And it's not even done yet. I'm pretty sure it's a Patreon for funding for it. So it's a very spotty game, like on the terms of like if it's actually ever gonna fully release, but the demo is on Steam. I just gave it a shot because it seems like the type of thing I'd be interested in, and from the demo that I played, I actually really like it. So yeah, I just actually wanted to bring awareness to this game a little bit and just give a kind of review. I mean, I'm not much of a critic, but it's pretty cool. And apologies if I sound a little sick or stuffy. These spring allergies are kicking my ass right now. So all right, let's just get into it. So to give a brief summary of the game is an open world game, or open universe, I should say. Basically, the gist is that you have a giant starship, and if you're anything familiar with Star Trek or Star Wars, I'd say more Star Trek than anything, this kind of seems extremely familiar, just down to like how the game operates and how the ship operates. So if you like Star Trek, this is probably the game for you. Or if you just like any sort of space exploration game, you can go to all these different planets, all these different star systems. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. You hop in a spaceship, you go places. It's pretty cool. The space in this game is extremely intricate. It uses real astrophysics to appropriately determine the time it would take for you to get to a certain place. Now, obviously, the ship has a form of FTL drive, which would make pretty much everything possible to reach. However, theoretically, if you were to go that speed, it would take you that amount of time to actually make it to something that far. As I said in the intro, there are many different planets and many different star systems. They're each unique to each other, and it makes it really cool. It makes you feel like you haven't seen it all quite yet. I personally haven't seen any alien species, but they are supposed to be there, and I also haven't seen any space phenomena, but they are supposed to be there, and I'm not sure if it's going to be in the full game or if it is in the demo and I just haven't seen it. Overall, space itself seems big and expansive. If you disengage your FTL drive, you are not going to make it anywhere. And honestly, if you don't put your FTL drive into 100%, you're not really going to get anywhere anytime quickly. It's going to take you a long time to get anywhere. And I have messed around with the engineering of the ship enough to where I did break the FTL drive to where I just couldn't repair it. And when that happens, you're kind of SOL because you're just kind of stuck there, and the nearest star is going to take you over 1,000 years to get to. So that's not really going to be a doable thing. And at that point, you either have to learn how to fix the FTL drive or you just have to restart the game. And that's, I think, what makes it feel so realistic and so cool. It's isolating, but at the same time, it makes you feel connected to other worlds when you do have that FTL drive, when you can go anywhere you want to go, but the second it goes out, it feels isolating and I'd say even a little scary. The ship in the game is pretty big. It's a Magellan-class vessel. The ship is extremely customizable. You can rename it to whatever you want. You can change the different floor colors and wall colors and the colors on the computers. It's really interesting. The entirety of the ship is entirely accessible. You can go into every room. Now, that's saying with this demo, not every room is complete. It's pretty noticeable that once the game is complete, you can go into every room. There's nothing that's going to be inaccessible on the ship. You can go, they have an engineering section. You can go mess around with the engineering stuff. You can go to the bridge and set new courses for the ship to go to, or fly the ship, or scan stuff, or call a red alert in. You can pretty much do whatever you want on the ship. It is your ship to command, and basically there's limitless customization options. The engineering is very real, so you can go messing up stuff and break the ship pretty much. I've tried to get it to where I made the ship blow up, but I just haven't done that yet, so that's something I would like to see, but that's for another section. So I haven't really got to the point where I can like have the ship self-destruct or anything, which I think would be cool, but the ship is really cool and interesting, has its own little personality functionality. I like moving around in it. It's not terribly huge though. I would say it's nothing like you could really explore for hours or anything like that, which is I would kind of like personally. The ship, I would say it's big in terms of like I don't think I've ever interacted with such a big ship in a game before that was fully accessible, but at the same time I would like to see the ship a little bigger, and I do think that's another feature they're going to be adding soon, and we'll get to that section of the video later. So my overall thoughts on this demo, I think it's a really good game. I think it has a lot of potential. Again, it's kind of spearheaded by a very small team, maybe even just one person. I'm not completely sure, but I do know they have a Patreon for funding, and I think I said all this in the intro, so I'm just repeating myself at this point, and I'm gonna stop doing that right now, but probably not gonna stop doing that. So anyway, things I would like to see is, again, more inhabited planets. I haven't seen any, and again, I'm back to repeating myself, so hopefully they might be in the demo, they might not be, I'm not completely sure. I would like to see more ship classes, more ship options. Right now there's only one, but the way the menu is set up, I think there's meant to be more later as the game officially releases and they start adding stuff to the game, so I'm not really too worried about that. I would also like to see more detail on the outside of the ship. I'm not sure if the outside of the ship is fully detailed to what it's supposed to be, and if it is, I would be a little disappointed by that, because I think the shape of the ship is ugly. I'm sorry, I'm just going to be blunt with that. I think it's an ugly looking ship, but I think they can do things to make it look a little better. Just add some details on the outside, change the colors around, add some lights, some blinkies. I don't know. They can do something on the outside of the ship to just make it look a little less bland. And again, the game hasn't fully released, so they could be planning on doing something like that. I don't know, but these are just my criticisms for the demo as it is. Also, as far as the ship goes, I would like to see shielding and weapons. I don't know if they're going to ever release something like that, but I would like to hopefully maybe even get into like space fights with other alien civilizations. That would be cool, where you have to raise your shields and start blasting your weapons and blowing stuff up. I think that would be really cool. I would also really like to see like damage to the ship, like if you're not doing good in the fight, you're gonna take some damage, so I would kind of like to see how that would go. So I don't know if they're planning on adding something like that to the game, but I think it would be extremely cool if they did, and I would appreciate that. That would be really cool. So yeah, overall, I think I love this demo so far. It's really promising. I hope they add a few things, but even if they really just polish what they have now and release it, I really wouldn't complain. So yeah, if you can, just give this one a shot. It's free, and yeah, I can't wait for the full game to release. I think it's gonna be really cool. Well, thank you guys for watching the video. That's about all I have to say. Stay tuned. I am working on some other videos. I was supposed to be working on another video that I've been working on for the last 2 months that I still haven't finished yet, and I did do a poll on it, and it seems like a fair bit of people know the concept around the video that I'm working on as I'm speaking, or as you're watching this, or whatever. And so that video should be coming out next, hopefully. I still haven't started working on my 7-day switching to keyboard and mouse. I did put a poll up saying should I keep it, and the majority vote was yes, so I'm hoping to start working on that soon, but I keep procrastinating on it. The more I procrastinate, the less views it's going to get, and the less passion I'm going to put into it, so I'm going to get that hopefully started just soon. But it's not going to be done anytime soon, so yeah, just hold tight on that one. Yeah, that's about all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!